Hey everybody, it's Christian from 229 Live. I just want to say real quick, I hope that you and your family are well right now. This video series is called We Live Here, so go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so that you can get the latest videos as soon as they come out. And with that, I'll let you get back to this video. Jose, thanks for joining me on this chat. I know we can't be together right now
Yeah, that's
with
right.
a lot of our friends, but
Yeah,
this is definitely worthwhile. I appreciate you joining. For anybody out there that doesn't know you or doesn't know you
yeah,
yet, what I'd like to do is get your perspective, your story of kind of your origin story,
yeah,
how you got started as a business owner, and
yeah.
what you've done along the way. So,
Okay,
tell us about Jose and what you've been up to. But more importantly, take me back to the beginning.
okay. First of all, thank you, man, for reaching me. I think this is a good opportunity, for everybody out there to get to know me and know what I'm doing here. And I appreciate you taking your time for that too. But well, me, Jose, I've been in the States for 5 years now. I used to play baseball, so I came to Albany State. I came from Dominican, so that was my plan to play baseball there. So that was like, yeah, 5 years ago, and I just came to school. I didn't have any family here, so just came, to follow that dream, play baseball. I think.
Okay, real quick, who was your team? Did you have a favorite team, and who was your favorite player?
Well, right now, I could tell you I like the Braves. That's what I had to say. Atlanta Braves. That's my thing right now. But I like an old player. His name was I'm pretty sure you might know him, Sammy Sosa. Everybody knows
Mhm.
him. But yeah, that was one of my favorite players from back then.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead and
It's
continue.
okay. Yeah. But yeah. I went to school for a little bit here. Then I had to leave school. I was working. I don't know if you know St. Joe's, the Mexican restaurant.
Mhm.
They got one in Dawson, and they got the Cantina. That was Ramiro and Ernesto. I worked for them for a little bit. I was one of their waiters, so I was there for like I think like a year and a half. You know what? That was a good learning process for me because over there I learned a lot with those two men, man, for sure. Especially Ernesto. Um, he took me under his will, and I was pretty much doing everything for him there. He taught me how to work because I didn't have any work experience until I got to the States. So all I did in Dominican was play baseball and go to school. But then I got here, came here, didn't know any English, so got in here, and yeah, they helped me a lot for sure, and all that.
A-
So
and
pretty much,
how many years? How long was that? Like, was that a year? Was that longer?
that was like a year and a half, close to 2 years. I was with him. Yeah, that was close to, let's say, 2 years. Yeah. So yeah, I was with him for like 2 years.
Okay.
Was working as a server. That's why a lot of people that used to go down there, they still know me from there. Be like, I remember when you used to do the margaritas here. Yeah, that's what I was doing down there. Um, then, I had another job after then. I was a supervisor on a chemical plant. It's called BASF. I don't know if you are familiar with it, but I was working for them. I had a good job. Was okay there. But I had the idea that I wanted to do something on my own, and I came and opened 809. That was my first big project, and it's been close to 2 years since I did that, and I don't regret it.
So tell me about that process of getting into 809, your
Yeah,
first foray into business here in South Georgia. Um, Tell me
yeah,
how did that happen? Kind
man.
of dig into that.
Yeah. First of all, it was just crazy, man. I had to learn. I don't know anything about how the laws are here. I come from Dominican Republic, so it's a whole different ball game when it comes to open a business here. So you have to have a license for even for your pool table, just for you to have an idea how how hard it is when it comes to opening a business.
Yeah.
And man, if I tell you all I did, I just went on YouTube, man, and start reading and reading and reading. And before I opened 809, I just went through. I went on Google and was trying to Google the population in Albany. What people were asking, what like usually what were they needing here? What people wanted to have here, and I always focus and have like a safe and clean place. That was my main thing with that. And yeah, after that, I just kept learning, reading. That's something I do a lot. I'm always reading, reading, reading. And more than anything, man, I didn't know anything about how to run a business, but I just had to go on Google and figure out what I was doing and start reading books about, how to run a business. It might sound crazy, but at this point, that what had helped me a lot, with everything. Same way that's how I learned English too. Myself just teaching me pretty much, and having some good mentors, just like I told you, with Ramiro and Ernesto from St. Joe's, asking questions. How do I do this? How do I get this license? Okay, you need a CPA. You need someone that for entertainment. That was Ryan by then. He helped me a lot too when it comes to entertainment, marketing, DJs, and all that stuff.
So that's so interesting to me. And by the way, like I think that in in a 2020 world, even just 5 years ago, 4 years
Yeah.
ago, um, it is so much more like the information is so much more accessible.
Oh
You
yeah.
talk about watching
Definitely.
YouTube videos. You
Oh
talked
yeah.
about
Definitely.
doing Google searches.
That's
Um,
right.
I think that if you were to take what you've done and put that 10 years ago, 15 years ago,
Oh yeah.
I
Definitely.
don't think that the opportunities would be the same.
That's
And
right.
I just think it's amazing how you
Yeah.
can say, you know what, this is what I want to do, and then
Yeah.
apply
That's right.
your research and just the fact that we even have the internet is
That's right.
like,
And more than anything,
yeah,
I feel like you need to know that okay, you want to make money with something that you do, but at the same time, you need to have passion. Like you need to want that. You need to, and my motivation by then was like, you know what? I just want to be able to have some time for myself, and I have a daughter, and I want to be able to, spend time with her and don't be, you know, just having to be on a schedule. I'm okay with whatever it is. It just that was my, what I was thinking by then. That was why I it, I was so hard on learning, and what I was doing and how I need to do, how to run a business from my CPA to all the taxes, this, that. So you need to have a motivation, but no, it just don't need to be about money. You need to go more than that, because then when you get a little bit of money, then you won't want to stay on it. That's how I feel about it.
I agree. You need to be happy with what you're doing.
That's right.
And even when you're starting out, if you're not pleased with how that process is
Yeah,
going, then the money's
sure.
really not going to help.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I feel, and that's why I think that that bar had the success that it has. It just we had a great team there. That it it just need to be a combination on a lot of things, and more than anything, again, you need to have a motivation, just not money. You need to be able to go more than that. When you have bad days, you go home and just think how to get better. Like, okay, this happened. Somebody complain about this. How do I get better on myself? But I'm real thankful with this city, man. I've been in New York, Detroit, Miami, everywhere pretty much, and I feel Albany is my home here. I got here, and a lot of people, just like you know, come and tell me, Jose, you know, this is Albany. You do these things this way, and I feel like I've been real lucky just to get with the right people, and that's what it's been amazing, and it's been a blessing, honest.
Dude, that's so awesome to hear. So
Yeah.
take me into some of the process that you've gone through with 809 Bar and Grill in Albany.
Mhm.
Um, it's been how many years have you had it running now?
Uh, well, it's been now 2 years. Yeah, 2 years.
So that and that location was another bar previously.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
live here in Albany or in South Georgia, a lot of people formerly knew that bar as Coaches.
yeah.
And
Right,
when you're coming in as a new owner of a business and you're setting things up and going to make the changes that you're going to make, when you were going through that, what was some of the harder challenges going through that
well,
process?
you know, the first thing that I did, and I'm glad you asked that, was I wanted to know what happened there, and you know, so I don't do the same mistakes. So pretty much I went, and they had a real good spot, you know, just like that's what business about, you know. You got people that go to a place and they see, okay, I can do it better. I know what I need to do to improve. So I just wanted to know on my side, on my personal opinion, what I needed to do to improve, and I did, you know, my own math and just came out with that plan, and you know it works for me. And again, you know, the city's been really helpful, man. I mean, this city's been real helpful when it comes to things. You know, a lot of people talk a lot of things about Albany, but man, this city is amazing. When people, you just need to know the right people here, and you know that's been again amazing for me to have that the support that I have, the local support more than anything. I'm at place there for sure. So
So
yeah.
so take me into your next phase, which I know you've already started, but I want
Mhm.
to get your grasp of it. Um, now that you have been a business owner in Albany
Right,
for the last couple of years, working, running, managing 809 Bar and Grill, um, your most recent project has been another
yep,
place with a
yep,
very different uh, kind of location and a very different
right.
atmosphere. Tell me about your work going on right now.
Well, definitely. We have this new spot. Actually, I'm here right now. I'm always just come here and you know take my notepad, start writing things, and yeah, this is amazing. I'm excited. This is gonna be a whole different setup for what we got at 809. This is gonna be more like a bar, restaurant place. It's gonna be more live entertainment. That's my main thing right there, the live entertainment. You know, I would say like a country nice little spot where people can come and listen to some music, you know, and just have a little bit of everything. But
And for the people who don't know,
mhm.
where is it and what are you calling it?
Okay, it's called Tammy's Bar and Grill. Tammy was it's been my pretty much my bartender since day one, 809, and she pretty much threw me under her wing too. She showed me a lot of things that I didn't know about Albany, about you know how to run a bar, and that was a way of me, you know, telling her thank you for everything she done for me. We are located right now on Tolima Road. It was called Dudas, I think. All Dudas. That was what the bar was called here. And you know, pretty much I would say the same kind of setup they used to have, but I'm you know focusing more on a lot of like live entertainment. That's my target here, being able to let someone perform here at least every weekend, having something going on, having you know some good bands here. So that this is completely new for me, you know, but I'm ready. I'm excited for it.
and the location is very different from your 809 location in Albany. Um, though it's formerly known as Dudas, now it forever will be, or from this point forward, is going to be known as
Yeah,
Tammy's. Um, it's on the water, and
that's right.
one of the and when and I know that in my first and previous visits there, one of the
Yeah,
main things that I've noticed that anybody will notice going in there is that um, there's just a lot more room. There's a lot more
yeah,
elbow room. I know that 809 is very popular, and so it can easily fill up. I think it actually will
mhm,
take longer to fill up a place like Tammy's because
right,
of the amount of room that's in that place.
right. Oh yeah, it's huge here. We have a nice setup here. I mean, we're just waiting for all these situation that that we are going through right now. The wall is going through. We just we can wait for things to get back to normal.
Right. So let me kind of switch gears here
Mhm.
as a business owner, as someone who is running their business and building and making things happen that you need to get done for an aspiring person who wants to run a business, or for an aspiring entrepreneur that may be in high school or is not yet stepping out into that
Yeah,
realm. What advice would you give to that person?
man, I would say that we all know at the end of the day what we want to do, and I know that we usually go and we want advices when we start, and they are good, but sometimes we take them from the wrong people, and we can miss a big opportunity, man, when we go to the wrong person and tell them, hey, look, I want to do this, I want to do that. I think that all we have to do, man, is do your homework, and you'll see your results. When I say what I mean by doing your homework, if you want to open a restaurant, go to the restaurants around, feel yourself first as a customer, and you will get what you want for sure. I'm just starting. I'm just 26 years old, but that's why I work for me. Doing my homework, just going before I get to a place, make sure your population. I even go and see, okay, I see a lot of minivans in this area. That means that, that you have families. It's a lot behind starting a business. If you see a lot of sports cars, that means it's a lot of like young people around. That's everything I see before I get to a location. I just go and try to again doing my homework, man, and that's what I would tell them. If you want to start something, you know, get the right advice. Just don't go to the wrong person and tell them, look, I want to start this, and they might take you down, because I did that in the beginning, but I didn't listen. People told me, no, you're crazy, you will leave your job, don't do that. But at the end, I knew what I wanted to do, and then I went, did my homework, and still here. And again, the money and everything, you need to have patience. You need to want it. Then you for sure will get it. That would be my advice. It's long, but that would be what I can tell you about it.
So, out of that, you're saying, first of all, patience is something you need to have because it's going to be
Oh yeah.
long term.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a long term. Yeah,
And then
it
you're
is a long
also,
term.
and then you're saying, if you have done your research, if you've done your homework, and you are able to make a plan that you know that
That's
if you
right.
execute on will work,
That's right.
then you don't need to
Yeah.
listen to some of the naysayers.
Yeah. I mean, you need to be able to first, trust in yourself, and you need to know what you want. And just like you say, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of people telling you not to do it. But if you do your homework, I think that give you the security. That's why you have to do your homework. So when someone come and tell you like, "Hey, look, you're doing the wrong thing. You got your numbers right there. You got everything you need to know." Okay, no, I know what I'm doing. And another thing that I want to add is don't think that you don't know enough, because when you start, that's when you're really gonna, take that information. Everything's gonna, your brain's gonna change when you get to a new opportunity. It's not like you won't know everything. Mark Zuckerberg didn't know everything. I mean, Mark Cuban either. They start something and then they just, learn in the. I mean, Facebook and what it was like 10 years ago, it always changing, and that's what's about. It's about that. You're gonna learn. You know, don't be scared because you don't know much about it. Like, oh my God, never run a bar before. Okay, do your homework. Look for what you need for to run a bar, and then you start, and things are gonna come together. That's what I would say.
I like that, and I appreciate you diving into that with me there. I think that's some good insight, and I think that for somebody who's just starting out, they could actually take that advice, whether they're starting a bar or whether they're starting some other
Yeah,
type of business.
that's right. That applies for everything. That apply, and we always learning. I'm like I say, I'm just 26. I'm always learning too. You have given me a lot of advices. Like I say, Ryan, Ramiro, Ernesto. I have a lot of people, Tammy, that are always on top of things. Like, okay, Jose, I think you should do this way. Take the right advices too, and be always humble and listening, because that's something that it will take you long ways for sure.
Okay. I like that. I like that advice and I like that story.
Yeah,
So at this point, man, Jose, thank you so much for joining this chat with me and sharing your story. I think that
yeah,
anybody who watches this is definitely going to have a better grasp of who you are,
yeah.
what you're about, and I think that anybody out there can take the principles of the advice that you're giving as a business owner and
That's right.
apply it to themselves in some way. So I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you for your time for sure. And we just get ready to stay safe out there, and this is something that we all need to do together. And I mean, it's hard, especially for me as a business owner, to have to shut down my doors. But at the end of the day, that's what we need to do. We have to be part of the solution, not the problem right now, and that's what we all need to do. If we need to stay home, we'll have to until better times are gonna come for sure.
Yeah,
Thank
and I
you. Eh?
think yeah, definitely. And I think we're starting to see that light. We're starting to see the next chapter here. So I'm definitely
That's right.
hopeful, and I agree with what you just said. All right,
Yep.
well, Jose, thanks again. We'll hopefully be talking to you again soon.
Yeah.
And take care, my friend.
Thank you, guys. See you.
All right, see you.